I'm Heinrich, good to have you back. What I have here is not an accordion, as you might have guessed, but this is a Hohner Electronium, a vacuum tube synthesizer, monophonic, from the 1950s. This was given to me as a gift by Jeremiah Runnels, one of the most knowledgeable people that I know in regards to new music and synthesizers. He had planned to use it in a Stockhausen ensemble to play the original Stockhausen pieces with the original instruments. Jeremiah got this instrument from an old accordion orchestra, and in accordion orchestras these used to be usually the bass voice, and some even kept these for a long time because the bass sound that this provides is actually rather beautiful. This instrument was designed by René Seibold for the Hohner company, and it first came out in 1952. The unit that we see here is a later model because it has this thing which is called a Läufer, and with that you can adjust the different patches, the sound patches, and they range from bass on the lowest setting here to flute on the highest setting. If you want to hear some truly masterful recordings of the Electronium, check out Harald Boje, who is, according to Jeremiah, the Jan Hammer of the Electronium. He played with Stockhausen, he was part of this touring ensemble where he played the regular Electronium, which was modified. What modifications were taken, I've got no idea. The Stockhausen recordings, Spiral and Telemusik, are something to check out. And if you like ring modulation, you will like these recordings. And if you didn't like ring modulation, you will like it after. Now what we have here is the amplifier of the instrument. This appears to be just a regular Hohner vacuum tube amplifier, but the whole thing is connected through this rather chunky connector. This is the octo style of connector that is common in some test equipment and vacuum tube equipment back in the day. And it provides a rather good contact. There was a smaller version of the Electronium too, and that was called the Pi, that was meant to be added to a piano.
39, 40, 41.
The Electronium has 41 keys, 2 pitch knobs, 1 fine tune and 1 overall tune, and yeah, you've got the Läufer as I mentioned before. Here you can set the pitches. Here are 2 wheels, but I have no idea what they adjust. Funnily enough, there's no volume on this amp. And the volume of the sound is controlled by the bellows. So nice way to make a sound swell in and out. And of course, since this is not an actual bellow and no air is moved, you can also just set it at a volume and then this does feel very alive. The whole playing style makes this very breathing, which is of course because it simulates a bellows. So all the volume comes from the amp, and I'm guessing that is also tuned to be more aggressive once you go in the higher regions to add this nice distortion. There are screws here, as you can see, and they come loose. I wonder if we can take a peek inside. This looks like something that is meant to be open for servicing. Ho 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 ho. Oh wow, okay. I'm not gonna touch anything here, but here you can look at the electronics in this thing. You can now see how that lever here works. There's a rotating thingy here with a chain, and this moves different settings on probably this board of resistors and capacitors. It's almost like a player piano. So this is your preset roll. This is such an electromechanical little wonder. I wish there was a way to put effects pedals or a looper between this and the amp, because that could be pretty glorious. But trying to make sense of this octal cable, that's a job for someone much better than me in that regard. But what I can do is I can go over to the studio with this and then make a track. I'm back in the studio and the Electronium stopped working. So I thought a bit about it, and it seemed to me that all the main parts are very easily accessible. And I pulled a bit around and I found the use of these two things. You pull them out and then the whole back drops out. And now we can have a look how everything looks inside here. That is rather pretty. All those tubes. It's amazing that you carry this around with you. And here's the mechanism that is pulled, this here. So from what I can see, all the tubes are working. At least they've got light, they're all glimmering. And I don't see any loose connectors. The amp is still running because I can hear noises. And when I move this, I can hear the filters pinging. Well, I didn't get it to work. I didn't see anything that was broken or any loose connections, and that is as far as I can go with the meager technological knowledge that I have. But if you know someone that could fix this, or are you even the person who knows how to fix this, or even if you have schematics, that would help me tremendously. Now, what am I going to do about the music piece? Well, I'll just have to use the ton of samples that I made. Luckily, I recorded every note of the flute and the bass for the sound packs that I usually upload on Patreon. By the way, thank you everybody who supports me there. You are the reason why I can make these videos. So I can now assemble something and maybe put it onto the 4-track, because I'm thinking I'm gonna layer chords and make nice tone clusters. A bit like Studie 2 by Stockhausen, or the way Alessandro Cortini uses his 4-track as a chord machine. That's let's assemble a chord. Let's put a spectral effect on there. So I'm using the Michael Norris suite, which lucky enough works on Catalina. So now I've recorded the 4 chords onto this Tascam multi-tracker, and now I can play it. Which is rather lovely. And of course I can also pitch it down and up. Or even more extreme. So that gives me a lot of range to try out and play with this. I turned on the wall of test equipment because I feel these chords have a sense of urgency. And right now, when I think of urgency, this beautiful big thing here does deliver that. The track. It's probably not really noticeable that I used the Electronium anymore because I processed it so much, but it was the source of inspiration for the whole thing, and I really enjoy its tone and sound, and I hope I can get it fixed and use it more. Until then, I've got the samples to play with, as does everyone on the higher tiers on my Patreon. If you have any questions, do leave them in the comments below or visit the subreddit. Thank you all for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye.